Okay, hey guys, this is part 2 of the DMX lighting. As you see, I have my lights up now. I have them mounted, and I have my controller set up. So, what the first step is like I covered in the first video, you have the DMX cord, and then of course the power cords, and then I have the terminator down there in the last one. So it basically goes from fixture 1 to 2, 3, and 4, and then I have DMX running from each one, and then I have them coming out of the controller here. So the DMX comes out of the controller into the first, into the second, third, and fourth. So what you got to do is, once you have the wires hooked in, you actually got to program them, and what you need to do for that is you got to address them. And how that works, if you got an operator like I have, here's how it works. And if you don't, they're all going to work very similar. But I'll show you how this one works here. Okay. The operator works like this. Okay. The operator has 12 fixtures. Each fixture has 16 channels. So you got 1 through 8. And then you can switch it to B, which is 9 through 16. So some fixtures have only maybe 4 channels. Some use 8, some use 12. This gives you the ability to, each fixture can have up to 16 channels of DMX. And then how it works is, if you look at this, so you got button 1 starts at 1. Button 2 starts at 17, 3 starts at 33. And what that is basically, that's your DMX address. So fixture 1 is 1. And then of course it's got 16 channels on the board, even if it doesn't use it. And so the next one would start at 17, because 1 through 16 is on the first light. And then 17, the next one starts at 33, so 17 through 32 is the 16 channels for the second light. So how that works is, now you'll take that knowledge and you'll come over here and you'll go to the light, and then all lights are going to be different. Some even have dip switches, but just to show you what I'm going to do on here is, you go to menu, and then I already have this programmed, DMX 1. And then you just go up and down whatever you want to, and then hit enter. So that's the first one. And then now if we come over to the second one, the second one is 17, because that's the first one has 1 through 16, and the second one has 17. And then you'll just go down through the line, 33 and that, and then if you had, say, 12 fixtures, each one would have that address. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the tripod, and I'll show you how to do some programming. Now that we have the addresses programmed in, so we have 1, 17, 33, and so on. Each light, it has its own address, and each light owns 16 channels. Now, if we go into here and we hit program mode and we turn blackout out, now some of the lights are already doing some stuff, so that's set. So if we go into something that I don't have programmed here, okay. So now I'm not going to do too much with this light controller, because this is not a video about light controlling. This is this specific light controller. This video is just generic for DMX lighting, but I'll show you a little bit how any light controller would work. So now I have, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if I pick the middle 2, which is 2 and 3, I pick fixture 2, 3. And those fixtures just so happen to use 1 through 4. 1 adjusts the color. So if I bump up 1, so now they're both on red. Now if I bump up 4, which is the speed, now they're both moving, and then strobe. So that's basically how you program the lights. So if I wanted to make like a scene, I'd say I want to make those red and blue, and I want to make those move a little bit. So I got red and blue, and I got to move them a little bit. So that's 2 and 3. Now if I pick the 2 floor lights, which are 1 and 4, now I do that and say speed it up a little bit. So something like that. And then now there is a scene. And then I can save it. And again, I'm not really doing this video for this specific programmer, this specific board, so I'm not going to show you how to do the scenes and the programming, although I may do a video on this specific device. This is just a generic video for DMX lighting, but you can see how easy it is once you have everything addressed and you have the correct type of controller. It's not very difficult to make pretty cool scenes and stuff. And then now if I go out of program mode here, that switches to automatic blackout. But then if I go to some of the ones I have programmed here, take blackout out. So like right there is a scene I have. And I can go to 3. That. Let me move over here. Move it over to show you some of these scenes. So there's like a strobe effect. There's that. So I pre-programmed all these, and then, you know, so it's really cool. And I could switch it up while I'm DJing, and I also do this in the band too. I have par lights, so you can see it's pretty cool, and it's not actually that difficult to do. Basically, you've set up, each one has its own address once you physically hook them all up with the DMX cords and that. And then once you get in the controller, you address each fixture by the address, so fixture 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you can have up to 12 with this controller, and then basically set them the way you want them, the effect you want, and then save a scene, and then you just basically flip through the scenes. And then you can create chases, which basically group the scenes. And now this is this specific controller, which I would recommend, a DMX operator, the 192, or you can go into the Pro, and they have violation. But you can also get, you know, the Chauvet controllers. They're the Obey ones, or the ones for the intelligent fixtures, and they all work basically the same. But if you have any questions, let me know. But this should get you started. You watch video 1 is basically the intro to DMX lighting, and basically to start buying. And then this video is just basically hooking them up and giving you a little quick intro on how to hook them up. And tell you the truth, if I would have had these videos 2 years ago, this would have helped me tremendously when I got into DMX lighting, because I had to figure all this out by manuals and long websites with technical information, and not just layman's terms how to actually hook this stuff up. So I appreciate you watching my video, and check my other videos out. I have a couple on Pro Sound. I'm going to be doing one on speaker placement, and I appreciate you watching my videos.